Greetings, this is Becca of Yin Yang Yoga, and I'm here to explore Chaturanga Dandasana with you. Chaturanga Dandasana is also known as four-limb staff pose, and it's part of the vinyasa flow sequence. So vinyasa is a Sanskrit word that means a linked series of poses, and it's come to refer to a specific series, the vinyasa flow, which is part of the sun salutation. So in case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll demonstrate. So from downward facing dog pose, shifting into plank, and from there coming into Chaturanga Dandasana, up into upward facing dog, and back to downward facing dog. So it's one of the most dangerous part actually of the sun salutation or the vinyasa flow sequence. And the reason is that there's a lot of weight in the shoulder joint when the body is lowering down from plank. And it's the place, in my opinion, where shoulder injuries tend to originate. So from your plank, just building an awareness here of alignment, coming into Chaturanga Dandasana, sometimes what happens is if you just lower from here, the elbows tend to go behind the wrists, and you want to keep the elbows right over the wrists. So in order to keep that alignment, you push forward on the balls of the feet, keeping the elbows over the wrists. And if you feel yourself to start to collapse here, you just want to lower the lower body first to keep the shoulders safe. So you want to avoid having the shoulders go below the height of the elbows when the legs are straight. So I would like to share a way to strengthen in a safe way and build up towards the full pose using blocks. And if you don't have blocks, you can use a stack of books at the appropriate height. But you'll place the blocks right in front of the fingertips and bring your shoulders down to rest on the tops of the blocks. Okay, so it takes a little situating there. I need to move these a little closer together. Okay, so my shoulders are supported. And then the first exercise is straightening the legs, bending the knees, breathe in. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, let the knees lower. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lower. Exhale, straighten. Last one. Inhale, lower. Exhale, straighten. Let the knees come down, push into the hands. It can be hard to get off those blocks sometimes. And then take it back to child's pose to release the wrists. Lifting the wrists up. Teacup hands here. Breathe. And then come back up. So from the knees, the next exercise on the knees here is going to be lowering the shoulders to the blocks and then bringing them back up. So you keep the elbows over the wrists. Bring the chest forward. Okay. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And breathe in and out. Watch the hips. Avoid collapsing the hips down. Keep the belly lifted. Inhale. Exhale, back of the neck long, so you're looking more down at the mat than forward. Last one here, breathe in and breathe out, lower. And then breathe in, lift up, push back to child's pose. Different wrist release here, so it's a lot on the wrists. Bring the hands back by the feet. Drag the hands towards the knees and bend the wrists in the other direction. And keep the elbows close in by your sides. Tune into your breath and to sensation. Reach the hands forward and come back up onto your hands and knees. So moving into the 4-part Chaturanga, building on those first 2 exercises here. Okay, so we'll come into plank. And then let the knees come down. Lower the shoulders towards the blocks. Straighten the legs and straighten the arms. Let the knees come down. Keep your breath flowing. Chest comes forward, shoulders to the blocks. Straighten the legs. Straighten the arms. And one more. Let the knees come down. Shoulders to the blocks. Straighten the legs and straighten the arms. Take it back to down dog. And then let the knees come down. Release the wrists, either teacup hands here, or bring in the hands alongside the feet and sliding the hands forward. A third option for wrist release is to interlace the fingers behind the back. Smooth the breath. And then bring it back up. Okay, so that was a harder version of the 4-part Chaturanga. So if that's not happening for you in this moment, then you might try this one. Okay. So on this one, the first part seems hard, but then getting back up off the blocks is easier. Okay, so come into plank. Breathe in here. Breathe out Chaturanga, so you push forward on the balls of the feet. Breathe in, lower the knees. Breathe out, straighten the arms. Inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, lower the knees. Exhale, straighten the arms. Good, one more. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, knees down. And exhale, straighten the arms. Take the hips back. Release the wrists in one of those ways, lifting the wrists up. Grasshopper arms, or interlace the fingers behind the back. And breathe. Smooth your breath. And honor what your body is able to do in this moment. So you might just be working with one of those places using the blocks. But the blocks do bring a sense of safety to this practice, so you can keep your shoulders safe while you're refining your alignment of Chaturanga Dandasana. Good, rising up from child's pose. And then just swing the legs around in front of you. You can move the blocks off your mat. Lay down on your back for a moment. Knees can be bent or straighten the legs. And just let everything settle down here, integrating the benefits of your practice of this exploration of the body and its abilities. No matter where you're at, just honoring your place in the practice. That's why we call it a practice. Right, notice the heart beating, notice the energy level of the body, notice the breath. And then bring the fingertips up towards the sky, extending the arms vertically. Circle the wrists, circle the hands in one direction, and then the other. Roll to one side, come up to a seated position, cross-legged position, or you can fold the legs underneath you if that's better. And reverse namaste here with the backs of the hands together, fingertips pointing down, shoulders away from the ears, and breathe. Just releasing the effort of the practice, taking care of the wrists. Notice your breath, smooth and even. Notice sensation. Good, and then release that. And do it the other way. Backs of the hands together, pinky fingers towards the chest. Taking the wrists down towards the belly at a comfortable place to you. You might need to stay higher if that's too intense. And breathe. And let it go. Palms of the hands together. Honoring your body, mind, and spirit. I thank you for taking the time to practice and explore Chaturanga Dandasana with me. My name is Becca Hanna of Yin Yang Yoga, and I invite you to learn more about what I offer at YogaBex.org. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.